Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Patsun, and today we're going to be taking a look at r/relationship advice, where OP is dumbfounded about what he found out about his wife's past. Oh no. Anyways, let's begin. My wife lied to me about her past and sexual history. Oh, no. I have a strong suspicion that this is gonna be another doormat story. Well, hopefully we will suffer through this together, gentlemen.
To give a better understanding of my situation, I'd like to give some context at least. Names have been changed. It all started out pretty romantic. First time I saw her was about 9 years ago, sitting on the bench crying, next to the bench I was sitting on in the park. I approached her. We got along very well, talking for 5 hours about her current relationship with Tom, which wasn't really serious. We met up several times after, all with me giving her space and without me making flirt approaches, since I didn't want to take advantage of the whole situation. Soon, like 3 weeks in, we went to a few clubs to dance. We became closer, but all with me giving her space, which she told me she appreciated a lot. One night after going to a club with her, I asked her politely if I could crash her couch for 2 to 3 hours, separate rooms of course, until my first train going home would arrive. She denied, saying it's not her thing to let guys she doesn't know too well overnight in her home. Although I had to rest in the train station for 3 hours, I just thought to myself, wow, she's a keeper. 3 weeks later, so 6 weeks after we first met, we kissed and got into a relationship. We both set rules in our relationship. This is when things started to get a little bit odd. A few days in, she told me she was still heartbroken from her ex-boyfriend Aaron, and she still had feelings for him, and that she's kinda jealous of his new girlfriend. I was a little uncomfortable, but it didn't bother me that much, since we were first getting to know each other. We then continued talking about our former relationships and sexual history. It was important for both of us to be honest and transparent. I was pretty much a good boy, never had anything crazy going in my past or whatsoever. Her history was a bit different. She told me she always had major issues with sex, which meant there had to be a lot of space and emotional connection in order for her to even make it physically and mentally happen. She then told me when she had her, then 15, first boyfriend Dale, then 19, it was already a problem, but she still always tried to make it happen, several times a week. After 3 years being in a relationship, she found out that he cheated on her for at least a year. Afterwards, she was in a longer relationship with a former coworker, Owen. They were in a relationship for 5 years. He was pretty lazy and she told me she had to do everything for him. Sex was also then complicated. That relationship then ended. After that, she spent some time in Australia where she met another guy, Quentin. They were also in a relationship for a few months. Also still issues with sex. After that relationship, she met another guy, Aaron. She told me that both of them had something like a special, spiritual connection. They were in a relationship. He soon noticed that sex was an issue with her, and then slowly hurt her by having an on and off relationship. Well, after being told that, I was shocked and also angry that all those guys could hurt such a kind-hearted and honest girl. 2 or 3 months into our relationship, she got pregnant. Both of us were the happiest people on earth. I then tried helping her let go of her ex-boyfriend Aaron so that we could start a family, clean. It was also a very hurtful first year for me, since it wasn't easy for me to find out that she had frequent contact with 3 of her ex-boyfriends. I once saw in the search history on our shared laptop that she was still stalking her ex-boyfriend Aaron and his new girlfriend on Facebook. She did this several times behind my back, even after me telling her to stop. Then I come earlier from work. She arrived shortly after me. I asked her where she's been. She tried dodging, then finally told me that she met up with her ex-boyfriend Owen. I was pretty hurt and angry that she neither asked nor informed me, and even tried keeping it a secret. According to her, they only talked. Years passed. We now have small 2 kids. Last 4 to 6 years, we have sex like every 3 to 8 weeks. It has gotten a little better after having lots of couples therapy. It is now like every 2 to 4 weeks. But 99.9% of the times we have sex, it's me that initiating, and then only just before I go completely crazy because of my sex drive. I could go several times a day. I always wondered what I could do to make our relationship and sex better. I try to give her as much free time as possible. She also tells me she knows that I love her. I try not to bother her about sex at all if it's possible. We talk when she wants to. Sometimes she also listens what I have to say. I'm a pretty involved dad. I have a well-paying and safe job. I try to make some body contact, surprise her in the shower to give her signals. She pretty much always denies. When we have sex, it is tailored to her needs as well as her issues. If I say I need more sex, she will punish me by ignoring me and not sleeping with me for 4 weeks or so, or she'll tell me not to complain so often. She knows that I have been having sleeping problems for 2 years and how I'm going mad with so little sex. Now a few days ago, we watched a movie together. We talked about that movie and something slipped out of her mouth. She told me she, then 14, once had a guy, 22, lying naked beside her. Nothing happened according to her. I was shocked. I wanted to know what else happened, what I don't know of. She then tells me she, then 15, had her first boyfriend Al in summer camp, whom she slept with. Continues to tell me before we met, she also had an affair in college in our town, with a guy she only wanted to sleep with. No emotions, no relationship. That happened several times. She went on telling me that her other ex-boyfriend, Aaron, told her that back then, he would only come to visit her to sleep with her, nothing else. She agreed. But what comes next just broke me. She told me that a while before we met, she also once met a complete stranger on the train, and that both of them talked for a while. They then switched addresses. Then she said a few days later evening time someone rang her doorbell. Out of nowhere, this guy Anthony and another random guy who accompanied Anthony stood in front of her door. They said they wanted to surprise her. She let both of them in. They drank a bit, and soon there was sexual tension. She then went on to sleep with this complete stranger, and was also thinking about sleeping with the other guy. Both guys wanted to have a threesome with her, but she refused the threesome because this guy Anthony was in a relationship. A few days later, she then again slept with this stranger that visited her that evening. I was so in shock to hear all of that, especially because that is definitely not my type of partner I would want to be with. And what makes the matters worse is that she was able to sleep with all these guys. Suddenly no sex issues, no requirements at all. Even complete strangers can ring her doorbell and sleep with her within a few hours. I mean, I was told she had problems. It's like telling someone you have been disabled all your life and can't walk, but were able to walk every now and then. I suffered the last 4 to 6 years with her issues. I feel like I was being lied to all this time, all the suffering. I had a completely different picture of her. All 9 years she told me the complete opposite. I have broken down several times a day the last few days, and she tells me not to make such a big deal out of it. I had to beg her to be there for me, like calm me down. I got a cold state instead. She decided to go to her mom since she feels overwhelmed. No tears or apologies from her side. My soul is dead. I'm emotionally devastated. I am fighting every day to do normal things. I don't know what to do.
Oh, OP, you moron. You fucking idiot. There were a lot of red flags, so I have zero idea how you could have missed any of them. I mean, not over her ex, a high body count, and was seeing different men behind your back just to give a few? And you still fucking married her? Oh, dude, you idiot. Look, OP, she sees you as her safety net. Nothing more. She's not attracted to you in any way. Physical, emotional, mentally, whatever. She's not attracted to you. She's just after your money, dude. Come on. Look, man, I sincerely want to be sympathetic with you. You know, you're going through a tough time and you wanted support. Yeah, I get it. But dude, you did this to yourself. You just shot yourself in the fucking foot. I'm sorry. I can't feel sorry for you because I'm too busy laughing about your idiocy, man. Look, man, get your children DNA tested because there's a good chance that you are not the father. I mean, you know her exes and you know that she has been meeting them behind your back, so we have an idea just in case. There's very low risk of you leaving this marriage, man. So go do it. Why are you torturing yourself? Start developing being independent again and do not be so into her. Start finding other ways to keep your mind busy. Stop tolerating being taken for granted for, man. Come on. Oh. I mean, come on, dude. What the fuck do you want me to say except that you should be packing your bags, running for the hills, and filing for divorce? I mean, you just wasted your life caring, providing for a slut that doesn't even appreciate you, and quite possibly raising other men's children. Congratulations, man. Congratulations, you simp. Look, Gentlemen, this is exactly what modern feminist wants in a man. Has a lot of money, moronic, and submissive. May God have mercy on your soul in your next relationship, OP. I hope you learn your lesson. Good luck. And now, for today's second story. My girlfriend gets home from trip and informs me that she was cheating on me while abroad. Posted by Reddit user Cat Slaughter.
This just happened 2 days ago, so I'm still pretty much in shock and trying to process it all. I have been with my girlfriend for about 2.5 years. We live together and have pets together, fortunately no kids. Our relationship has been serious and we've talked about spending our lives together, getting married and having kids. We are definitely out of the lusty new couple phase and maybe have been fighting a bit more than usual lately. The meat of it is that she went to Bali with her stepdad's girlfriend and stepdad's girlfriend's son. I couldn't go because of classes that I'm taking. The Airbnb they were staying at had only 2 beds, which she informed me of when she got there, that she would be sleeping in the same bed with the son. She assured me that I had nothing to worry about and I trusted her. I've always felt really confident in the strength of our relationship, so I didn't think twice. So they end up having sex about a week into a 2-week trip. She tells me that it didn't happen just once, but somewhere around 10 times over the course of the rest of the trip. I'm obviously devastated by this news. I freaked out, flipped a coffee table, broke a lamp, broke a beer bottle and punched a hole in a door. Not at all proud about any of that. She tells me she's sorry, she regrets it all and that she still wants to pursue a relationship with me if I could ever forgive her. We've talked about counseling, and I've stated one of my demands is her going to AA. She's an actual self-proclaimed alcoholic and that's where a lot of our issues stem from, I think. Whether or not she deserves it, I'm thinking that I would rather stay with her and try to make things work. I still love her dearly and I'm not ready to give up. On top of that, even if we were to break up, I wouldn't be able to afford our place on my own and would probably be homeless for a little while. My question is if anyone has been through something similar and had things work out. I was in a 2-year relationship previously with another cheating alcoholic. I tried to make things work with her, and it simply turned into a cycle of emotional abuse and reoffense. I'm wondering if there's any hope for salvaging our relationship or if it's just basically doom after something like this. TLDR, girlfriend cheated on me on a trip abroad, wondering if our relationship is salvageable.
And we have a 2 for 2 here, gentlemen. Oh man, fuck me. I'm so sorry, dudes. I mean, I'm not sure if this is a real story or some sort of Pornhub fantasy. I mean, really, 10 times. She slept with her stepbrother 10 times in the room right next to their parents. I mean, does she even feel bad the first time or somewhere between the first and the 10th time? Sleeping with your stepbrother? What? What you doing, stepbro? Oh man, oh fuck, that's so unprofessional. Alright, OP, I'm sorry to tell you this, but what you are considering doing is completely idiotic. I mean, you already got cheated on in the past. You tried reconciling and you said in this very post that it got abusive and went downhill way faster than it should. So why the fuck are you even considering doing the same mistakes again? What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Seriously, you have a brain. You should use it. And let me tell you a little bit of secret here that very few people know. Come here really close. Come here really close. It's called thinking, and it's actually really good for you. You should try it sometimes. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my YouTube channel for you to watch absolutely free. So consider clicking that super thanks just below the video title, or you can use my PayPal in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.